Namaste, welcome, and aloha. Welcome to the verse titled Steady Devotion Develops the Power of Sustained Practice. We've learned how Krishna purifies the heart from within through hearing and chanting. Now, this verse reveals what happens when that practice becomes sustained, when it becomes a way of life, titled Steady Devotion Develops. This verse describes how consistent practice over time produces unwavering devotion. This is about the long game, the compound effect, the power of sustained commitment. Let us explore this essential teaching. First, the verse in its original Sanskrit, Nasht Praishvabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya. Bhagavata Yuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtiki. These words describe how steady devotion develops through sustained practice. Let us understand what they reveal. Now let us go through the raw form of English translation of the verse. The translation. By regularly rendering service to the Bhagavata, the book or the devotee, all that is inauspicious is nearly destroyed. This practice firmly establishes unwavering and fixed devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, who is glorified by excellent verses. This describes the result of sustained practice. Let us explore what this means. Now, let us look at some core teaching of this verse. This verse describes what happens through sustained practice over time. Let us understand the key elements. First, Nastaprayashvi Badresu, when inauspicious things are nearly destroyed. Nashta Prayeshu, nearly destroyed, almost eliminated. Abhadreshu, inauspicious things, negativities. Notice, nearly destroyed. Not completely eliminated overnight, but gradually, progressively reduced through sustained practice. Second, Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya, through constant service to the Bhagavata, Nityam constantly, regularly, daily. Bhagavata Sevaya, by service to the Bhagavata. Bhagavata has two meanings: the scripture, the Srimad Bhagavatam itself, and the devotee one who is devoted to the Supreme. So, this means regular engagement with sacred texts and regular association with devotees. Third, Bhagavati Uttama, Shloke unto the Supreme Lord, glorified by excellent verses. Bhagavati unto the Supreme Lord. Uttama Shloke, who is glorified by excellent verse, whose glories are sung in transcendent poetry. This is the focus. The Supreme Lord, whose nature is so exalted, it can only be expressed through the highest poetry. Fourth, Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki, steady, unwavering devotion develops. Bhakti, devotion, loving service. Bhavati becomes, develops, arises. Naishtiki, steady, fixed, unwavering, unshakable. This is the key. Through sustained practice, steady devotion develops. Not forced, not artificial, but naturally arising from consistent engagement. This verse teaches when inauspicious things are nearly destroyed through constant service to the Bhagavata, steady devotion to the Supreme Lord develops. The progression is beautiful. Regular practice, gradual purification, steady devotion. This is not instant transformation. This is the compound effect of sustained commitment over time. Now let us look at some modern scientific parallels. This ancient teaching about sustained practice corresponds to modern understanding of how mastery develops. First, consider habit formation and automaticity. Research shows that consistent practice creates automaticity. What requires effort initially becomes effortless over time. This is Naishtaki Bhakti, steady, unwavering devotion. Through Nitya Savaya, constant practice, devotion becomes natural, automatic, effortless. Second, consider the compound effect, how small daily actions accumulate exponentially. 1% improvement daily compounds to 37 times better over a year. Small actions sustained over time produce dramatic results. This is Nashta Prayashu, nearly destroyed. Not overnight elimination, but gradual compounding reduction of negativity through sustained practice. Third, consider research on mastery and deliberate practice. Excellence in any field, music, sports, science, art, emerges from sustained, deliberate practice over years and decades. This is Bhagavata Sevaya service to the Bhagavata. Regular, sustained engagement with sacred teachings and sacred community produces spiritual mastery. Fourth, consider the concept of thinking in decades. Most people overestimate what they can accomplish in a year and underestimate what they can accomplish in a decade. This verse teaches long term thinking. Nityam, constantly over time. Naistiki, steady, established. This is about decades, not days. Let us now move on to some practical application as it relates to this verse. How do we apply this teaching in our daily lives? First, commit to long term practice rather than seeking quick results. Spiritual development is not a sprint, it's not a quick fix, it's a lifelong journey. Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya, constant service over time. This is how transformation happens. Second, establish daily rituals that compound over time, not occasional inspiration, not when you feel like it, but daily consistent practice. Reading sacred texts, meditation, prayer, chanting, association with devotees. Make these daily rituals. Third, think in terms of decades, not days. Ask yourself, what would I be like if I practiced this daily for 10 years, for 20 years? That's the power of Naistiki Bhakti, steady devotion developed over sustained time. Fourth, recognize that purification is gradual nashta prayeshu, nearly destroyed, not completely eliminated overnight, but progressively reduced. Don't expect instant perfection, expect gradual compounding improvement. Fifth, engage with both the book and the devotee Bhagavata Sevaya. Read the Bhagavata, the sacred text, and serve the Bhagavatas, the devotees, the spiritual community. Both are essential, both compound over time. Sixth, trust the process of natural development. Bhaktir Bhavati, devotion develops. It arises naturally from sustained practice. You don't force it, you cultivate the conditions and it grows like a plant. You provide soil, water, sunlight. The plant grows naturally. You don't force it to grow. Seventh, focus on the Supreme Bhagavati Uttama Shloke. Keep your practice focused on something transcendent, something worthy of lifelong devotion. Not petty goals, not temporary achievements, but the Supreme Lord glorified by excellent verses. Now let us look at how this verse can help our young people. For young people, this verse offers crucial wisdom about building a life. You live in a culture of instant gratification, quick results, viral success, overnight fame. But here's the truth: like how streamers build audiences through years of consistent content, real mastery requires sustained commitment. Play the long game. The most successful people in any field, content creators, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, they all played the long game. Daily practice. Year after year, decade after decade. That's how excellence develops. Nitya Sevaya, constant practice. Naistiki Bhakti, steady mastery. Start now, practice daily, think in decades. The compound effect is real. Your future self will thank you. Now let us look at how this verse can help our older generation folks. For those with more life experience, this verse validates what you've learned. You live long enough to see the power of sustained commitment. The most meaningful accomplishments, raising children, building careers, developing wisdom, unfold over decades. Patience trumps intensity. You can't raise children in a year. You can't build a meaningful career in a month. You can develop wisdom overnight. These things require nityam constant engagement over time, and they produce naistiki, something steady, established, unshakable. The same is true for spiritual development. It's not about dramatic experiences, it's about sustained practice over decades. You have the patience, you have the long term perspective. Use it. Commit to daily practice. Trust the compound effect. Steady devotion will develop. In conclusion, we can say this verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam reveals the power of sustained practice. Through constant service to the Bhagavata, the book, and the devotee, inauspicious things are gradually destroyed and steady devotion develops. This is not instant transformation. This is the compound effect of daily practice over years and decades. Commit to long term practice. Establish daily rituals. Think in decades, not days. Steady devotion will develop naturally from sustained commitment. Play the long game. Thank you, namaste, and mahalo for joining me in this exploration of this verse. Steady devotion develops the power of sustained practice. Now we will move on to next verse.